Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rock and Roll Black Spinner podcast. We obviously have our buddy Andy Rodriguez,
Hey,
Mr.
Bob.
Spinner himself. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing A-OK. Just really excited for tonight's show. This is going to be part 2 with Paul Dellis of God of Thunder. So I'm pretty excited. We've also got 2 other Kiss experts with us. So I'm excited about this show.
Yeah, hell yeah. And we also have Mr. Brad Dahl with us from Yarg Metal. How's it going, brother?
It's going okay. I apologize. I'm a little bit on the sleepy side. Haven't been sleeping much lately, but I'm here to rock out with you dudes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, how's everything going with Yarg Metal? You know, obviously you have so much going on, and I know it's a pain in the ass to keep going and going and going, but what's been new?
I wish I had like some great and breaking news information, but I don't. Other than we're still rocking and rolling. I've got a whole ton of new music, and I just need time to get it on there. So now's the time to make your request. So, and I'll play anything for any of you guys.
Oh, great.
Special introduction.
Awesome.
All right, and then we have our buddy from Be Cool or Be Pet or podcast out. This guy, Al Horta. What's going on, brother? Yeah, you got that little sippy cup again. How you doing?
Cheers, fellas. How you doing tonight? I'm doing well. Chilling as usual. Chilling as usual.
This also has the Toadies on there. Have y'all ever heard of the band, the Toadies?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God!
I mean, I go to a show and watch, and they were at this little festival I went to.
Yeah,
That's
them
what we did, Possum
Possum
Kingdom.
And Tyler's a kick-ass song. That whole first album was great.
Rubberneck.
Rubberneck, yeah. They are out of Texas.
They got quite a bit of airplay. They got quite a bit of airplay here in the New York City area.
Oh, did they?
Back in the 90s when they were new. They still get some airplay here. Still, Possum Kingdom still gets a lot of spins.
Yeah, they toured a lot in Texas in those 90s. We went to go see them every chance we could. They were great.
I've never seen them though.
And I've seen them about 4 or 5 times. The last time I saw them was with Offspring, which was pretty cool.
I got to see them live on our very first tour with White Zombie and the Super Suckers, and trust me, the Super Suckers super sucked. I mean, that was one of the worst bands I've ever seen, and they come out of Texas as well.
Yeah, I saw them like in a little club, Super Suckers. I wanted to leave, but my ride wanted to stay. I was like, dude, are you like for real? All right.
Yeah, sorry. But anyways, we have one of our amazing guests with us tonight. He's from the band Gods of Thunder, a tribute to Kiss. And we're going to talk Kiss Alive 2, Side 4, the studio portion of the album. We're going to talk the solo albums, Ace, Peter, Gene, and Paul. And then we're going to touch on Dynasty. And we might, because we didn't get to really finish Guns. So, we got a kind of a new panel going on. We might just throw in Love Gun real quick, see what everybody's favorite songs are. But anyways, without further ado, here he is, Mr. Paul Dellis from Gods of Thunder, tribute to Kiss.
Hey, awesome.
How's everybody doing out there?
We're doing great, Mr. Paul. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Andy, Brad, Al. Hey, glad to have you on board this week.
Glad to be here. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you guys. Looking forward to talking these albums. Hey, I'll raise you your little snifter there. Because I got a big boy sippy cup.
Yeah. I'm not ready to pass out yet.
And look at Bob. Look at Bob. Comes back in with the Ace Frehley mask on. Love it, man. That's why
I know that always makes Al laugh because that's how we met. Was on Decibel Geek. We both were part of the Decibel, like trivia, Beat the Geek. Yeah, and I the whole time I was wearing that mask, and he kept telling me, I love your laugh, and that fucking mask was making me laugh. I'm like,
it did, man.
Yeah. So I had to, put that on just for the fun of it. But anyways, Paul, thank you for, joining the show. But I know you have some announcements to make. I know you guys got something going on. So, it's your show right now. Go ahead.
I'm pregnant.
Oh, that's
I guess the makeup worked.
Yeah.
I was out of town that weekend.
I don't know. Maybe it was that late night Zoom thing we had. I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, no, I know. Gods of Thunder. We have several announcements to make. Because last time I was on here, what was it, like 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
We had recently hooked up with a talent agency here on the West Coast, and we've got a bunch of great stuff getting ready to just explode. I can't say anything because things are still, in the works and going on. Hello, Kelly. How you doing?
Kelly.
Good evening to you too. But anyway, yeah, things are really, really looking good for Gods of Thunder out here on the West Coast. We've got 3 shows that are booked right now, and we've got many more that are coming up throughout the summer and the fall and into the winter. So 2022 is looking way better than 2021. So
that's great. Are y'all going to venture outside of the West Coast, or you're not too sure yet?
I'm telling you, I've got one of these magic things. I can go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Gods of Thunder, we can go anywhere. We've got these. All of us have had passports for over 4 or 5 years now, and we can go anywhere as long as there's a country, a place, a venue, wherever willing to bring us in. We're gonna come in there and bring the most phenomenal, over the top, in your face 70s era Kiss show, because we only do the original 4 members, from Kiss all the way up through Kiss Alive 2, and we've done a couple of songs off the solo albums, so that's our wheelhouse. I grew up with that era, and that's just what I love, and the guys in the band, we're all on the same page, and we don't want to dabble outside that era, because that's our wheelhouse. That's what we grew up. We cut our teeth on Kiss, and so then that's what we do. So, but we'll go anywhere. It doesn't matter as long as it's safe and we're not going to walk into some kind of drug cartel shit going on. We'll go anywhere.
Hey, Paul.
Yes.
Where's the best place to follow you guys, and so we can see where you're playing and what you're doing?
Well, we have a Facebook page, Gods of Thunder, and we also have a website, gotkisstribute.com, which is GOT, Gods of Thunder, the abbreviation, gotkisstribute.com. You'll find all of our shows up there, and we're getting ready to like kind of sort of redesign the website, because we've had that same website for 18 years that we've been performing, and so it's time to give it a little makeover, a little refreshing. So we're going to be revamping the website, to make it look more current, and we've got brand new promo pictures and a brand new promo like promo video coming out here within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So we've been working on this for a long time, and since last summer, and we're just finalizing everything, getting all the everything looking just as crisp and clean and fresh as it possibly can. So yeah, we're really excited about that, and getting out there and just playing rock and roll again. So we're excited.
Cool, man.
Yeah. That's our Ukraine, our Ukraine, thing that we put up.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, gotta feel for those people in Ukraine. You gotta give them all the love because they didn't ask for this. So
Yeah.
They
didn't provoke anything.
Yeah. It goes all the way back to the days, when Russia, the Cold War and everything, they still want to do all that. But this isn't a political show. This is talking about KISS. So yeah, but yes, Brad, thank you, sir.
How about you, Al? What's going on with you? I saw you got a winner on your page.
Good win.
The Rush album. So what's going on with you?
Yeah, I had my channel reached. I put that video up for the contest for the sealed Rush 2112 album, and God, almost like it was probably like 11 months ago, and my channel finally reached 200 subscribers. So my daughter and I made a little video, and we pulled a name out of all the people that entered, and somebody won.
Oscar was his name.
It wasn't Oscar.
I mean, you see that in.
Okay.
But no, it was somebody called Former Things.
Okay.
So I'm still waiting to hear from them. I put the word out that they won, but I guess maybe they're not that active on YouTube. Maybe, I don't know.
Then I take back my congratulations to Oscar that I commented on.
Sorry, yeah, that showed up in the thumbnail, but it wasn't him that won. So
yeah, okay.
Other than that, I'm going to see Dream Theater tomorrow night, which is gonna be cool.
Oh wow!
I'm excited for that. I haven't seen them in a couple of years, so
it's a good show. I saw them about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, so I heard it's a lot of deep cuts. So
yeah, it's a great set list. Totally great set list.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to tonight's show here with you guys.
Oh, great.
How about you, Andy? What would you like to promote before we get into the nitty gritty here?
Yeah, well, tomorrow with Will Toth and I are going to be doing part 2 to ranking our Neil Youngs from 1989 to 2001 albums. There's about 15 albums that we're going to be ranking tomorrow. And then I'll be on the BS sessions with Mark on Thursday night. There we're going to be doing top 6 live albums, which I'm going to pick one album from each decade of 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s, just to make it a little bit more fun. So it's going to be with Mark and Jerry that night. It starts at 9:30 my time. I hope I stay awake. I gotta drink coffee or something. But I'm excited about that. So I got 2 more shows this week. So I'm pretty excited because this is something I've always wanted to do be part of podcasting. And I'm doing it with some really good people that I've met by doing this. And I'm really having a good time.
Well, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
It's about having a good time, meeting new people, and it's not a competition. That's the way I always look at it. I don't look at it as like, oh, fuck this guy, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
It's not the old school like kind of Howard Stern kind of shows.
Yeah.
When I started doing Facebook was just in 2019. I just started doing Facebook, and then I started doing those top albums of the years. But I would do them by myself and wait for people to comment and give me their top of that year. And instead, I'm doing it with you guys. We're live and we're all giving our own albums, and it's so much fun with y'all. I mean, y'all don't know what it means to me to be doing stuff like this with y'all. It means a lot to me.
Well, during the crapdemic, I had a little podcast that I did here on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it was called How's It Hump Day? And I did it on Wednesday nights. And I think my top viewers were like 8. But I didn't care. I was having a good time. I think 8, 10 people would pop in, and then 2 would drop out, and then 1 more would come back. And so, I mean, I didn't care. I was just having a good time. I was just killing time because there was nothing else better to do.
Yeah.
And because it was just like, what am I going to do? I mean, I can only sit here in Gods of Thunder headquarters and jam on the guitar, so many hours a day. So I was like, I'm just gonna kill an evening and be on for a couple hours. And I talked about Gods of Thunder and how the band got started. It was basically how to start a Kiss tribute band by step by step.
Right.
Talking about finding the right guys, finding getting the costumes and the right guitars. You can't just go up on stage and do Kiss with a hodgepodge lineup of guys and without the real instruments, without the real drums. Everything about Gods of Thunder, we're 100% authentic. And our new tagline for 2022 is Gods of Thunder, we're gonna rock you to your very soul.
Awesome.
That's our new tagline going forward. So taken right out of God of Thunder.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I got to meet you, Paul. I mean, you can't say by mistake, but I didn't think I was going to meet Andy, Brad, Al, or you. There was no way that was going to happen. But watching other podcasts and getting to learn other people, you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's been a fun journey. And I appreciate all of you for joining, and especially Andy, just because he took a chance on me. It was like, okay, I'll take a chance. And I'm like, all right, let's just do it and go with it. Who cares if people understand it? Who cares if people get it? Let's just have some fun. It was an amazing time. And I've got to meet all you guys. So, for one, this is going to be a fucking jerk off session, I guess. But I appreciate all of you guys for, being a part of it.
You're like, I didn't know that was here.
Yeah, I didn't know you were going to go that nuts there, Paul. I didn't think you were going to get the whole,
I don't want to see that stuff
shake
on here,
the
man.
fucking dice. You're shaking the dice. Is that your second one? Anyways, let's get to it.
I thought we were shooting craps.
Anyways, let's get to it. Kiss Alive 2. But actually, first off, I wanted to get Brad and Paul's take on Love Gun real quick.
Oh.
Well, let's get Al's, because he wasn't.
Oh no, he already had his.
Oh, he already had his?
Yeah, on the last show.
I wasn't here.
I guess we could do a Reader's Digest. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't on the last show with you guys.
No.
Yeah, you were.
No, he wasn't. It was just us three.
It was you.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. My fault. Go ahead.
Please,
So
Al.
you want my opinion on Love Gun?
Yes.
Oh, I love that album. It's a great album. Eddie Kramer produced it. Sounds phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, my favorite song in there is "It's Gotta Be Shock Me" by Ace, because Ace is my guy.
Yeah.
Signed by Ace right here.
Outstanding.
That solo on "Shock Me." I mean, I'm a guitar player, and I like when I ended up learning that solo, it was like an epiphany for me. I was like, this is like one of the fucking most rocking solos ever, man. And let's see what else is on there. Christine 16. Well, that song doesn't fly too big these days, but I mean, it's still a great song now.
But back in the 70s,
I saw you coming out of school, and
yeah,
I knew I've got to have you.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, back in the day, it flew. Maybe not so much now, but I mean, it's still a great song, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably what started the ABC after school specials.
I'm not one for that cancel culture bullshit. So
Yeah.
I'm
with
anyway.
Yeah.
So what else? It opens. What does it open up with? I stole
I
your
Stole Your
love.
Love.
Look, I mean, if you ever listen to that riff, it's kind of like a takeoff on "Burn" by Deep Purple.
Yes, it is.
A little bit there, but still kick-ass song. Plaster Caster, love that song too.
Yep. We all know what that's about.
Again, lyrically, you know, it doesn't fly too much today, but hey, we're talking about Kiss. We're talking about Kiss here, so I mean,
Right.
It wasn't. They weren't about getting too deep, you know, into the.
Well, that's kind of a pun there too.
Yeah, a little pun. Yeah, they wanted to get deep, but not, you know, philosophically deep. You know what I mean?
No, they wanted to get really deep.
As far as an album as a whole, from the second wave of the Kiss albums, because I'm a fan of like the first three albums. I love the raw, just piss and vinegar Kiss. Now the next three albums after Alive, they were millionaires already, rock stars.
Yeah.
Not to say that there wasn't quality stuff, but they still had the energy, but you could kind of tell, like, you know, they were getting a little too big for their britches.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, but in that second wave of albums, you know, you got Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, and Love Gun. To me, Love Gun ranks in number 2. I'm actually a Rock and Roll Over fan first, then Love Gun, then Destroyer. Not to say that Destroyer is not a great album, but it's a little on the overrated side for me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
If you love the album, that's great. It's still a great
No,
album.
I agree. It's very overrated. I mean, it's a great album, but it's not what defined Kiss, in my opinion.
Still, it's the original foursome, and you know, I still love it. So I mean,
Yeah.
but as far as Love Gun goes, I love the album. I mean, you know, everybody craps on it, and then She Kissed Me, but it's kind of cool that they took a kind of a little left turn there and did like something.
No,
cool.
it sucks.
Hey, I've actually heard it played at weddings, and it goes over pretty well. So, you know,
Well, they suck too.
weddings
It's a
suck,
wedding.
yeah.
It's a wedding.
They suck the money right out of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's
They
my,
got the 5
that's my
cents.
take on Love Gun. So,
All right, go ahead, Brad.
Yeah. Wow. You know, Al as always hits everything right on the head there. Yeah. I mean, if you don't listen to Kiss for deep lyrics or,
unless you get to the Elder.
and you know, yeah, there you go. This is the album that kind of brought me back. I kind of drifted a little bit, and but Rock and Roll Over for some reason didn't ring true with me when it first came out, and it was because of the lyrics, which I usually don't even listen to lyrics, but it was like put your hand in my pocket and grab into my rocket. I mean, that just. That's
Poetry, man.
Pure poetry.
That's
Right?
poetry,
Yeah.
big time poetry.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that anyway, not like this album had, you know, incredible lyrics on it, but there's just something about this album that really brought me, you know, when I listened to it, I was like, okay, this is what I want to hear Kiss doing musically. You're right, the production is great. I think you know, back in those days, I would buy the album and then put it on a cassette tape, and I would edit it. I would not record the songs that I didn't like, and sometimes I'd even cut out parts of songs. I was like really, I was very militant about the music I liked back then. And Then She Kissed Me did not appear on my cassette version of this. Although I do have to say, I actually did play that in a band once, the Kiss version of it, and it was fun to play. So I'm not gonna say anything bad about it now, but I've broadened my horizons as far as music, which we'll get on that when we talk about the solo albums. But my favorite song on here is, I mean, shock. Okay, Al's always right. He's right about that. But I'm gonna go with "Got Love for Sale."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that they ever played that live. Maybe Paul. Paul, do you know? No.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
They have played it live in the Gene Simmons moniker.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. Is that Gene might have whipped it out? No pun intended there.
Of course we do.
Oh man, guy, this is gonna.
It's gonna go off rails.
Okay, for the rest of the night, no more apologies, man. We're just gonna.
That's right.
Just go with it. Who
Just
cares?
go in there.
Just
It's
gonna let
let
it
us fly.
But
Remember, this is an unfiltered show.
yeah.
Right there. No.
Unfiltered.
yeah, I remember I was sitting in my room. It was before school, so this is between my senior year when this thing came out, and so it was probably early in my senior year. And I'm waiting to go to school, and I'm sitting in my room playing my bass, and I'm playing this song and singing it, which is pretty remarkable for me to be able to do that. I'm no Geddy Lee. But my mom walks in, and all she could hear is me singing, "Got love, I got love for sale, and my love will not fail you." And my mom was like, "What are you singing?" And yeah, I had some explaining to do. So, but I love that. I don't know. I love that song. It just goes, man. It just rocks. And to me, that's what I want out of Kiss. I just want a song that's just fun. That's what Kiss is all about. I'm not looking for a philosophy lesson. I'm looking for fun.
Like I just got into Kiss in 2015, and I always complained about their lyrics and saying that's why I don't listen to Kiss. But then when I said, you know what, they're just a good, fun band to listen to. And
Yeah.
just let it go. If I want to listen to something like that, I put something else on. But if I want to listen to some good old rock and roll,
Yep.
I put in Kiss, and I just learned to let go. I
And so
learned to let go and let Kiss. So
I was 17 when this album came out. So Christine 16 that was right up my alley.
Yeah.
I didn't feel ashamed or bad about that song at
Of
all.
course not, man.
Yeah. Heck no.
I don't know if I was playing in a band now and we were going to do this song, if I could possibly sing that as a 61-year-old man. But I also feel like, for hell's sake, man, this is just rock and it's fun. We're not trying to twist things. But then again, I don't have a daughter like Al does, so
I got two.
yeah.
But they're grown women. They've got kids of their own. So
Wow, Grandpa Paul.
yeah, like we're getting ready for grandbaby number 6
oh wow.
Goodness.
next month, in April.
Dude,
You look damn good in your makeup.
There.
It covers up a lot of age.
I think I need to get in a Kiss tribute band.
That's why Kiss is pretty. That's like-
I'll be 60 in August, so I'm right there. I'm right there with you, Brad.
Good
That's
for
why
you,
Kiss-
man. Good.
that's
good
why
for
Kiss-
you. Keep
That's
rocking.
why Kiss was smart putting it back on, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
It wasn't just financial reasons. It
Yeah,
was-
right.
Money, the cracks in the road, the potholes. Yeah.
So there you go. Love Gun. I love Love Gun.
Yes.
Although the song, here's the weird thing, and I've been in bands where they want to play Love Gun, and for some reason I don't really get excited about playing it. I mean, I will play it, and I of course like anything, I play that song on it. But it's for some reason it just doesn't ooh, I want to play that song so bad. So
Yeah. One thing about Love Gun, Brad.
Yeah.
We talked about this on the last one. That song, since the album came out, has been in every tour set list since the song came out. Love Gun has been in every set list on every single tour.
So that might be a reason why then, because it's kind of, I'm a real deep cut. I want to see. I just saw Judas Priest last night, and I saw them play so many songs I've never heard them play before.
Oh wow.
And I dug it, and I know that there's probably a lot of people like, "Oh, why did they play that song? I don't, I want to hear them play another thing coming." And
That's what I want to hear, man. I want to hear the deep cuts. 'Cause
Yeah.
listen, we're all big hardcore fans, man. We're not fair weather.
Yeah.
When I go see Kiss, man, I mean, and I really don't want to hear rock and roll all night. But I understand.
Right.
I understand they have to do it because there's always new fans coming to see them, and so they have to mix it up. But I wish they would mix it up a little bit more, But it is what it is. I mean,
like me, it's going to be my first time to see them.
When you want to hear deep cuts, you got to go on a Kiss cruise because they'll play a shitload of them.
Hey, Paul, you ever done a Kiss cruise?
No, sir, I have not. There's the new one is coming up out that they're sailing out of Long Beach or San Diego.
Yeah.
We need
to go to Mexico.
We need you on there. We need to get Gods of Thunder on there, dude.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I know, and
it's their last one.
Yeah,
I'll put a call into Doc McGee. I'll get it going, man.
Well,
yeah. Okay. Now, chill out. Take it easy.
And, well, speaking of deep cuts, Gods of Thunder when we play like really lengthy shows, and we've done like 3-hour shows.
Wow.
That's when we get into the deep cuts. We start hitting all the stuff that unless you're a diehard Kiss fan, you're not going to know the song, and you're going to be standing because it happens every time when we play this place. We'll do like Baby Driver, and you'll be looking, and you're standing up on stage, and you're looking out in the crowd, and you can tell the real Kiss fans.
Oh yeah.
From the ones that aren't, because the real Kiss fans are going, "Go Baby Driver," and they're singing along, and the ones that are not diehard Kiss fans will be like going. And that's the reaction you get when you do these deep cuts. The real Kiss fans, they appreciate it. They're like, "Oh my gosh, that's cool."
Yeah.
I used to be in a 70s rock cover band, and we used to do quite a bit of Kiss, and we used to do like Rock Bottom, Let Me Go Rock and Roll. We never did the obvious ones.
Yeah.
We do like Rip It Out from Ace's solo album.
Yep.
Nice.
I love that song. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, so I used to love playing those songs, man.
Yeah.
And you used to get a good reaction too. Like people would because we prided ourselves. We were called That 70s Rock Band because it was when that 70s show was big on TV. So we kind of did that, and we kind of prided ourselves on not playing like the real big hits of the day. We played a little more of like obscurities.
Right. Yeah.
It's still stuff that people would know. I mean, I'm not going. We didn't go like. I mean, Jesus, man. We didn't go like Hooligan or something like that because I don't think.
I love that song. I love playing that song because you know why? I don't have to sing. I get to take a vocal break, and our Peter Chris, his name is Carl Morelli, and I call him Catman Carl, and he just does that song so perfect.
Great song.
His vocals are so Peter Chris-like. I mean, it's kind of scary sometimes when he's back there singing because he's got that scream that Peter Chris has. It's like, holy moly, it's like scary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see you guys, man.
Where do you live, Brad?
Utah.
Well, we played Salt Lake.
When?
We played in Salt Lake City about 3 or 4 years ago.
Great. You didn't tell me.
Where's Gods of Thunder based out of? The West Coast?
Los Angeles.
Okay.
Me, myself, personally, I live in Coopville, Washington, Pacific Northwest. And my wife and I moved up here like 3.5 years ago, right before the pandemic. And we love it up here. It's great. We live on an island.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And cool. It's beautiful up here. I love it. And I was, born and raised Southern California boy. And I just got tired of looking at concrete and desert.
Yeah.
So
we're at in SoCal. What city?
Before we moved up here, we lived in Victorville. which is in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Heights,
Yeah, I know Victorville.
right off the 15,
Yeah.
going to Vegas. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I used to take. I grew up in Covina, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
we used to go out there at Bell Mountain to ride motorcycles.
Oh yeah. Up there in Bell Mountain. Yeah, that's right off the 15 there. Yeah.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
north of Victorville. Yeah.
That's cool.
So there we go. Geography lesson.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, this is going to be a long night.
It is. It is.
I was expecting to talk about a few kind of albums, but I love it. It turned out to be a really exciting, talk about Love Gun. I do not mean that at all. But how about Kiss Alive 2? I'm going to ask everybody just right now, what's your favorite? Alive 1 or Alive 2?
1.
Okay, we got to go.
Number 1.
All right.
Number 1.
Live 1.
Yeah, 1. First.
Okay. Awesome.
Not to say that this ain't great.
Oh yeah, exactly. But if you compare them, I would go with 1, but 2 is very strong as well.
Oh, it's a great album.
And
Well,
again,
you want to talk to Kiss fans, usually they pick Alive 2 as their favorite.
It depends
In
on
my opinion, I don't agree, but I understand. I always thought Alive 1 was just so, bombastic and in your face. Even though it was, both of them, all Kiss Alive albums and most of the live albums are pre-recorded. I mean, let's not, sit there and say they're not.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep. Well, there's
go ahead, Paul.
There's 2 songs on Kiss Alive 2 that were never ever played live on that tour.
What?
They were sound check.
What songs?
Hard Luck Woman.
Yep.
And Tomorrow and Tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I
don't remember them playing that.
They were sound check songs. They were not part of that set list. Now they did Hard Luck Woman on the Rock and Roll Over, or was it Destroyer tour? Can't remember. But they did Hard Luck Woman only in that one tour. They didn't do it on the Love Gun tour. That eventually became a Live 2 tour. They never did that song.
Interesting. Were you at any of those shows at the Forum, Paul?
Yes.
Awesome. Me too. Oh, look at this. He's got it.
I was there. Nice, man.
Yeah.
I wish I could have went to see them back in those days.
Still got it, baby.
It was incredible. It's like one of the incredible concerts I've ever.
It was. I was 15 years old or so, and my parents took me for my birthday, and I'm telling you, I was just blown away because up to that point, it was studio albums and Kiss Alive that was all that I heard, and I just kept hearing all this stuff about. You got to go see Kiss in concert. You're going to be blown away. And I walked out of the Forum in August of '77, just like,
Yep.
I was just freaking out because that was the ultimate experience for a 15-year-old lad. I'm just a young kid, and I was just absolutely just floored by the entire show, the everything. I mean, the music and just a wall of amplifiers and speakers and everything. I don't think I heard anything correctly for like a week. everything was just like,
wow.
And I was like, what?
But it was well worth it though, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was definitely well worth it. It was an amazing experience.
Listen, you saw something like this, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what I saw.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, the gatefold. The gatefold, that's exactly what I saw at the end of the concert.
If that didn't blow anybody's mind, man, they're dead.
Oh, I'm telling you, God, it's just like in your face and an all-out assault on the senses, musically, visually with all the explosions and you hear these stories about when the flames go up, you can feel the heat.
Yeah.
You can feel the heat.
Yep.
From those flames when they go up. You can feel that heat. It's like, whoa. I mean, it was an amazing experience. Changed my life.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Kiss Alive 2 was released October 24th, 1977, recorded April 2nd. Hey, what's going on?
I won't jump in. I just wanted to ask one more thing, Paul.
Oh my God, go ahead. It's your show there, Brad. It's okay, buddy. I love you.
My memory, I mean, that was a little bit of a long time ago, Paul.
Yeah.
But I seem to remember them opening up with I Stole Your Love.
Yes.
Okay. That's that. So that wasn't making.
Yes. Yeah, that's what they opened with.
I remember them opening up with Detroit Rock City, but anyway.
No,
okay.
they didn't. They did not. Yeah.
Wow. So some of my brains still works. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
yeah,
Rob,
they did open up with I Stole Your Love. Yeah.
Take it away,
Same
Rob.
order on the album. Yeah.
Okay, is it my show now or no? Geez.
No, but hold on, wait.
Anyways, Alive 2 was released October 24th, 1977, recorded April 2nd and April 26th to 28th, live in September 13th to 16th, 77 studio.
Yep.
And obviously it was recorded at the if I could speak, LA Coliseum and also at Budokan, Tokyo, Japan.
Forum.
Anybody know that?
Not the LA Coliseum, it's at the LA Forum.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
we're calling it the Coliseum here.
That's fake.
That's
names.
incorrect. I was there.
Anyways, does anybody know what the singles were?
Was it Detroit?
Wow. That's a deep question. Because they didn't play Kiss on the radio back then, so I don't remember any of these songs being.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what the singles were either.
Yeah. I don't think there was any
if I-
singles off of Kiss Alive 2.
Unless
There's
unless-
two.
I guess
There's two.
I would say it's one of the studio tracks, probably, right?
I'm not going to tell you.
All right, let's guess. Everybody gets one guess.
I'll say All American Man.
Ooh.
Rocket Ride.
That's what I'm guessing is Rocket Ride.
I'll go with Larger Than Life then.
Okay, what's the live version?
Oh, it was a live version.
No, there's a live version and there's the studio version.
Ooh. Well, if I was going to pick a song off of here, it would be King of the Nighttime World. That's the one I'd want to hear. God, that's a great song.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have no clue.
I'll say Shout It Out
Okay,
Loud.
for the
Shout It
live
Out Loud.
version was Shout It Out Loud,
Al got it. Yeah.
and the or the studio version was obviously Rocket Ride.
Rocket Ride.
Yeah, I got that right.
Good for Ace. I love that song.
Yeah, it's
Dude, that actually won. I did a podcast, maybe about 7 months ago, and that won the number one song of all Kiss songs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it should. That is a badass song. That guitar solo alone is so fucking amazing. And
Yeah.
tell me you disagree.
Oh,
No, I don't.
it absolutely blows. It's an amazing guitar solo on that song.
it's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole album's amazing. All American Man.
I can't really think of a bad Ace solo, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, his solos were like songs within songs, man. You know, like
Yeah.
I can say fuck you to the Dave Clark 5 with Any Way You Want It. That was a bullshit. Tell me that wasn't a bullshit. Like we got to do something.
Yeah, let's fill her up. You know.
Yeah,
it's a filler. Yeah,
it was just like and then she kissed me.
Yeah,
I want to say there's always been like this contention about who played the drums on the studio side, because it doesn't sound like Peter Criss to me, man.
It's not.
And then Gene Simmons will say it is Peter Criss. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm always like, well, why don't you fucking ask Peter Criss to be playing on there? You know?
Well, he was all coked up. He's not going to remember.
He's not going to remember. I think he said that. He says it's him, but I doubt it's him, man. It really doesn't sound like his style.
It doesn't.
You know?
Yeah.
It's very, I don't know. It sounds like Anton Fig. You know?
That's what I was thinking.
It sounds very Bonham-esque, you know, like the sound and, you know, I think they even asked Eddie Kramer. He didn't even know. You know, I don't know. It's like,
damn, man, what the hell was going on?
Eddie Kramer actually said no. Eddie Kramer actually said no. It was him.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like nobody gives a straight answer. Nobody.
Yeah.
You know, I'll put money to saying that it's not Peter, man.
Wow.
I don't think so because he wasn't doing well, and it does. The drumming on all of those songs does not have that bluesy rock feel like Peter put into it. It's more of a straightforward rock drummer.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can I interrupt you real quick? I think this is a really cool comment, just because I think it's this is nice.
All right.
You gotta know who it is.
Well,
who knew you could learn stuff on Facebook?
Yeah, we're here to entertain and educate and get off the rails. Who cares? Fun.
Well, that's great, Dad. We're making a Kiss fan out of someone. That's great.
Yeah,
it works.
On side 4 of Kiss Alive 2, there are two songs that Gods of Thunder loves to do, and that's All American Man and Rocket Ride.
Wow.
I mean,
that's the two best songs on there.
Yeah, and I love Rocket Ride. That is one of the coolest songs to do live because it's like when that song starts. When I heard it the first time, I was just like, I'm in love. Hey, Peter Criss. Hey, Peter Criss is joining us. Maybe you can
ask him now,
Mr. Criss.
Hey, Peter, did you play on the studio tracks?
Yeah.
Fuck no, I was too busy doing coke.
And crashing cars.
Crashing cars. He had a bad accident at that time.
Yes, he did. He did. He had a bad car wreck in 1978. Sure did. And we'll talk about that coming up when we get to Dynasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Rocket Ride and All American Man, love playing those songs live.
I love Rocket Ride when Ace kicks in that flanger, man.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
Yep. Oh yeah. It's like
I mean, at the same time, could you imagine being in the studio when he was like, "Oh, check this out," you know?
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit. You know who stole that riff was it's not really stealing, but a tribute is oh fuck.
Uh-oh. He froze up. Don't leave us in suspense.
No, we're never gonna find out.
Why
And
don't you put your HVAC mask on
did that
or
riff, you know, dun, 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 dun. And I was like, hell yeah. I thought
So
that
who
was
was it?
really cool.
So who's the one that used it?
yeah.
We didn't hear.
Super joint.
Oh, Super Point.
Okay, I can see
Super joint.
Oh,
Ritual.
cool. All right, cool. That's Phil Anselmo's band, right?
Yep.
I got my dogs here.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got another one down here. She's 65 pounds, and I'm not going to let her up in my lap.
He wants to lick the makeup off.
Yeah, she did. That's what she was trying to do. She's like, "Hi, baby. Hi, sweetie pie."
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still gonna go larger than life. Okay.
Yeah, larger than life's your favorite one there.
Yeah, man, I love the sound, the drum sound on it, and it is larger than life.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I've got no problems with larger than life. Not at all. Not one bit. It's a great song, and it starts out really heavy, and it's got that good solid Kiss sound to it.
And Bob Kulick plays a really cool solo on that too.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh wow.
Can't forget about Bob Kulick. Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Ace and Peter were hanging out together, so they had to bring somebody else in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll talk about Bob Kulick in a little bit when we get to those solo albums.
Yeah, he was heavily involved with the solo albums. Rush opened for
Only
Kiss.
one, but yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah, Kiss was good to Rush back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah, weren't they good friends back then? I mean,
they
didn't
toured
they
a lot.
tour a lot together?
They toured a lot in the early days.
Yep.
Okay, anybody got like good Rush, Kiss stories? Because I got one.
I don't.
Well, I was too young to see them back in the day together, but
Well, I was too young too, but I know how to read, so that kind of helped me. But anyways, Rush decided to play a trick on Kiss because Kiss played a trick on them, like blowing up a whole bunch of bullshit, and Rush was expecting it. So Rush's defense was, we'll throw a whole bunch of marbles on the stage. I would love to see that. Every Kiss member trying to grab their balance. They had marbles going out. And even Peter Criss was like, I love Neil. He's the best drummer in the world, but I still got him. And Neil was always like, yeah, he does.
Yep.
I heard on one of their end of the tour, like the last show of like a tour that they did, that they came out at the end of each other's set and just doused each other in like shaving cream too. Just
I wouldn't be surprised.
complete shaving cream all over the stage, man.
Yeah.
You know, that must have been fun.
It's like walking on oysters.
Well, that's one reason why you see Geddy Lee in the when Kiss got inducted into the Hall of Fame. He was like, you might not have liked Kiss, but you couldn't deny them. And I thought that was one of the coolest things ever, because Rush is a band that you're like, you can't compete with them.
Yeah.
Musically, but at the same time, they can respect a band like Kiss. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they learned a lot about touring from them, man. Rush gives Kiss props, dude. About they gave a hell of a show.
Yeah.
And I mean, all these bands that use effects now, they have to give a nod to Kiss, man.
Yeah.
At the same time, they didn't have to. That was the cool thing, because every other band, would throw Kiss off the bill.
Yeah, because
Opening or not, it'd be like, fuck this band, fuck Kiss, It was what
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Well, because what Bob was talking about.
Mhm.
A lot of bands, had Kiss opening for them, and they would eventually get tired of Kiss because people were coming to see Kiss, and then they were leaving when Kiss got done.
Wow.
So the headliners were getting tired of Kiss because they were blowing, they
with that stage show.
Yeah, they were blowing them out of the water, and and they got tired of having Kiss opening for these bands because, well, everybody's leaving after Kiss gets done.
Yep.
So yeah, and it's a true story. So Kiss decided, well, I guess we're just going to have to start headlining our own shows.
Yeah, a friend of mine went and saw them at the Santa Monica Civic, warming up for JoJo Gunn, and he said more than half of the people left after Kiss played. So,
yeah, yep.
I don't blame him. I can't even tell you one JoJo Gunn song. So
me neither.
Yeah, so there you go. How is he headlining?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's talk about the solo albums. This is gonna be interesting.
All right, before now, let's go ahead and we'll take these. I don't know how you had this plan, Bob, but I'm gonna kind of just jump right in here and say we should probably take them in the order that we rank them in.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fine. I don't care.
Okay, because I don't know how you had it set up. I mean, I don't mean to step on your toes.
Well, you're stepping on my toes, asshole. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Go ahead,
No, the way I want to look at this is, we talk about them, from our number 1 to number 4.
Yeah.
And there's no Vinnie Vincent, so we're good on that.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, thank God. So the way you guys want to do it, you could just say, I love this album. Here's my top 4 songs. The way you want to do it, I don't care. So, Paul, you start.
Okay. You know that I'm a Paul Stanley fan freak. I mean, I dress up like the guy and play his music on stage.
Really?
Not really.
I couldn't tell.
Okay, I'm a freaking poser.
No.
I'm a poser, all right?
Come on.
Ace Frehley. Best solo album. Paul, Gene, Peter.
Yep.
I'm gonna echo that same ranking. It's the same for me, man.
Yeah.
I mean, number 1 is this one for me, man.
Yeah. Amen.
I'm an Ace guy, but if somebody else's studio album was better than this one, I would say it was. But this album it kills, man.
Yeah.
I think actually, I think this actually might be my favorite album that has a Kiss logo on it.
Yeah.
To be honest with
Wow.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But yeah, Paul comes in second, and I have Paul's vinyl somewhere, and I can't find it. So, but we all know, his album is great too. I think Ace and Paul's albums are the most Kiss-like. It's like getting another Kiss album.
Yeah.
Then when you get the Gene, he takes his left turn, which again, he shows his love for the Beatles on here, and
yeah.
And the album starts off pretty sinister, and then it goes into Radioactive, which is kind of. Yeah. I was scared when I first heard it as a kid, and then it goes into Radioactive. It's almost like a dance song,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I still like the album. There's a couple of good songs in here.
Yeah.
Burning Up with Fever, See You Tonight was a really good song.
Yeah.
I guess Man of a Thousand Faces. Living in Sin and the Holiday Inn.
Pure Gene. Yeah.
Just just pure Gene poetry.
Here goes back to that Christine 16 thing.
and then last, I got to, Peter. But I'll say this about Peter. I mean, when I was a kid, I was like, "What the hell is this? This is bullshit," But as I've gotten older and I've gotten more mature, I realized what he was going for this. I mean, his roots are really in R&B and stuff like that. So as an older, like as I gotten more mature, so I'd like to think,
Yeah. And
maybe not more mature, but maybe wiser, even though.
Yeah. But as you were talking about Peter Criss and his roots being in blues and the R&B, most of the songs on Peter Criss's solo album were brought from his first band,
Chelsea
Lips.
Oh, Lips.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it kind of makes sense that Peter Criss went from Lips to Kiss because you can't kiss without lips.
Yeah.
So,
that's pretty ironic, actually.
Yeah. And I'm not a hater of Peter Criss's solo album. I mean, I actually enjoy a lot of the songs on there, but it was the worst album as far as the charts were concerned. It was the lowest charting of all the solo albums. But I don't hate it.
No.
I mean, I really do, because Peter, I love Peter Criss's voice. He's got that
Rod Stewart.
Yeah. And I just love the way he sings. And so that's why I like his album. I mean, it's at the bottom rung on my ladder.
You gotta rank it though.
Yeah, but you gotta rank it. But all in all, I really like his album. Gene's too. But Gene, like you said, takes a left turn.
Even Peter's album seems a little bit disco-ish too.
A little bit, yeah.
And I'm probably gonna, and I think that comes down to maybe Vinny Poncia producing it.
Yep.
Which ironically they would use on the next album, which we'll get into.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah.
So his album seems the slickest to me.
Yeah. It is.
But again, Ace with the Eddie Kramer, man. I mean, just Ace, the production on his album is the best.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got to go with that, man. It's Ace, Paul, Gene, and Peter for me as well.
Okay, Brad, what you got?
Yeah, Brad.
Okay, full disclosure here. All right, when these albums came out, I only bought one of them.
Ace.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I never even listened. Up until this last week, I have not listened to those other three albums. So for the first time in my life, I listened to those three albums this last week.
Mm-hmm.
Now older, more
mature.
There you go. Well, my wife would argue that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if I had a dime for every time she said, "How old are you?" I'd have a lot of dimes. I'm a goofball, man. I'm just a full-on. Yeah, exactly. I'm still waiting to grow up, and it'll probably never happen.
Yeah.
But I think musically, I've lived my life like this, where I've accepted more types of music.
Right.
Mostly because, and you guys who play in bands will get this, the more I have played in different kinds of bands and been exposed to different music, I've gained appreciation for those things. Whereas the first couple of bands I was in were my band, so we played only the songs I wanted to play. And so there you go. A lot of Black Sabbath, a lot of UFO, and a lot of Kiss. And Blue Oyster Cult, by the way. Okay, so so I'm going exact same order as you guys went in. But I got to say, I really enjoyed listening to those other three albums.
Yes.
And I'm going to go, I just say this, listening to Peter Criss's album, I was prepared for it to be something just like make me want to throw up kind of thing, but it didn't. I actually liked it. I thought this is like a really just kind of cool 70s album. If it wasn't associated with Kiss, I think it could have done pretty well. If you didn't know it was Peter Criss, and I get 100%, Paul, I'm with you on his voice. I love his voice.
Yeah.
When I first heard him sing Black Diamond on the Alive, especially the screen part, there's nothing that you can do. I'm like, I wish I could sing like that. I wish so hard I could have that kind of quality. I mean, the dude was he's a monster vocalist, and so his vocals. There's a couple of songs on there where he kind of smooths it out on his solo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not working for me. I like the Peter Criss voice. I like his just rock sound when he. But anyway, I'll give him A+ for his vocals on that. Now, Gene being the third one for me, just because there's just so much weird ass stuff on there.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
A lot of the production and the background singing, and I mean some of the songs. The Holiday Inn thing was just like. I mean, I enjoyed listening. I did enjoy listening to it, but I was like, I'm glad I didn't buy this back then. I would have thrown it away. I maybe one or two songs might have made it on the cassette tape, which that would have. Yeah.
There you go.
And Gene was my favorite. I mean, as a bass player, Gene was my favorite. So maybe that's why I was afraid to get it and find out that it sucked. And nobody wants to see their heroes suck. I'm not going to say that it sucks. I'm just going to say that it's just. And the When You Wish Upon a Star, I get he did that for his mom or something. I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know why he did that.
I don't know any backstory on that.
That's the one thing out of all these solo albums that I listened to that I was like, I don't want to hear that again.
Well, didn't he do it because he's just a big fan of Disney, I guess, or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Could have been that.
Gene was more of like a Lon Chaney person. More.
I know he's into horror stuff, but I mean, I thought I read maybe he was really into Disney stuff too, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess, but
the thing about his album that I find weird is it really didn't bring out his personality, personality. And I thought, and one aspect of that is kind of cool. It's like, hey, this is a chance to really just do stuff that's I would never do in Kiss. And so I get that. Paul Stanley's album, on the other hand, I mean, it's exactly what he would do in Kiss.
Yeah.
And it was very rock and roll album. I mean, there's a lot of songs on there. It's like, okay, that sounds like a lot of them sound like Kiss B songs.
Yeah.
They didn't quite make the cut. And they're good, but they're not like great songs. I think my favorite song on Paul's album is the last song. In fact, I know it's my favorite song on that album. When I heard that, I was like, this is a really good song. I would actually like to, hear what's it called? Come on, Al, help me out. Goodbye. Yeah.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great riff. It just feels good. The lyrics are good. And so that's what made that one number 2 for me. Ace, hands down.
Yeah.
I mean, the side one of that album, I just love that more than side 2 was just kind of, it was good. Side 1 was great. Side 2 was good for me. The one song that was the last song on side 1. What's on Your Mind? I just love that riff.
Yeah.
I really love that riff.
Yeah. It's a really solid Ace Frehley feel to that song. Oh, that thing just is all Ace Frehley.
Oh yeah, Rip It Out. That's Rip It Out. Yeah.
That was Rip It Out. Yeah.
Yeah. The drum break on Rip It Out is like one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah. Anton kills on that album.
Anton Fig just blows. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I love that tom sound, and I'm like, how did they do that? And he mic'd underneath the toms, inside the tom, or I'm trying to. I know that I heard somehow how he actually got that sound.
Maybe I think they double mic'd it.
Yeah.
One up above, and then one like down, not up inside.
Oh, okay. All right,
when the like catching it right there on the edge. So I think it was double mic. There's one above and then one right down on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get that unique sound. I think that's the way. I'm not 100% sure, but it has that double sound to it.
It does. Yeah. It's and the last lick that he does at the end of that is just like, how did he do that? How the heck did he do that? That was so cool. Badass. Total badass. Yeah, so there you go. That's my order.
And on Fractured Mirror was
That's my favorite one.
I was reading that
Love that.
you know, when it comes in with the really bell sounding chiming guitars,
Mhm.
what I read of how he recorded that was he turned the amps all the way up as full as they could go, but the volume knob on the guitar was all the way down, just turned up kind of slightly, just so you get like a really, and it gave it like that bell kind of chiming sound.
I gotta take the dogs out. They're going nuts.
So
I'll be back.
So yeah, that gave the guitars on there a real chiming bell like sound. So that was the recording technique he used for that, which I found like really interesting. And it's true, man. You know, he had the amps all the way up to 11, guitar turned all the way down, but just slightly, just so you can get a little bit of a sound, like to turn the volume knob a little bit, and that's how they recorded that.
So, how many Fractured Mirrors did he do? Because I know that he did some throughout the
5
albums.
Is there 5? Okay, 5.
Okay,
There's 5.
all right.
Yeah, because he had the next one was on Freely's Comet, and then he had another one on Fractured 3 was on what? Trouble Walking, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't know. You take it away, Bob.
Yeah, 2 more.
Yeah, on his more recent stuff. So
I think one of them might have been on Space Invader, if I'm not
I think
mistaken.
so.
I think so too.
Anomaly too. I think Anomaly too.
Anomaly.
Yeah. Oh wow. On my picks, I'm going to go exactly the same way y'all did. I'm going to go with Gene first, and then Paul, then Gene, and then Peter. But when I was listening to these,
Seen twice.
huh?
I think he meant Ace first.
You dick.
Okay,
And he's
that was uncalled for. But it was Ace.
Yeah, you said Gene. But no, you meant.
Yeah, you freaked me out, man. I'm like, wait a second, you picked Gene number 1?
No, I meant Ace, Paul, then Gene, and then Peter. The thing with this, when I was listening to these, it made me think that how many albums Kiss could have made if they could have combined, the best out of each albums instead of going this route. Because each album had so many great tracks. They could have kicked out at least 2 or 3 more albums. But then I was thinking about what Brad had said. It was so close to 1980. And when we did our show for 1980, music changes in the beginning of each decade. What those albums would have mattered, With that being said, I was very surprised with Paul's album. I really loved Paul's album. It really stuck true to the rock and roll that Kiss was putting out there. And I thought that he did a very good job, and he was very spirited when he was doing it. He was very excited. And it goes back to reading his book, how, Kiss is Paul Stanley, He's the one that keeps it going, and it's his baby, and you can really hear that in his solo album. Now, to go back to the first one, Ace, it's just almost a hard rock 70s masterpiece. It really is. I think it's fantastic to get away from that from Kiss and doing it a little bit harder, a little bit heavier, doing it the Ace way. Now, Peter's album, I'm a big sucker for soft rock of the 70s, so I was pretty excited to hear this, but, the soft rock that I was looking for just didn't hit me as I thought that it would. The R&B tinged songs were pretty good too, and the backing vocals were good too, but I do have it as number 4. Now, Gene's album I thought was pretty interesting. Now, the reason for that is it could have been a lot better, but they kept on adding production to it. They kept on adding parts that didn't need to be there. The overproducing of the backing vocals. I think Cher was on there, and there were so many guest stars on there that had to have their time, I guess. Huh?
There's a lot of guest stars on there.
Yeah, that I think if they would have stripped that back, it could have been a lot better. And even though when I hear, I've got that one. I do get the Gene album. That's the only one that I have. When I hear, of course, the last track on When I Wish Upon a Star, I was hearing the lyrics and it made me think more of him singing that song from where he came from. He came from Israel, and when he came to America, he tried to wish and tried hard to make his dreams come true. And even though the background is silly, you really take it from that point of view of where he came from and where to is now.
That's a good point.
It really
because he really came from nothing. Him and his mom.
Yeah.
Came here with nothing really, and
I mean, Holocaust survivor and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point that I've heard him in certain interviews where when he came to America, he didn't even know the language.
Yeah.
He was an outcast. He was living in a world that he had no idea of how to be, and he learned. I did like the Gene album. Like I said, there was just a little bit of too much. When if he would have stripped it back, it would have been higher, and if he would have stuck to his demon persona a little bit more, which is why we like him.
Yeah.
And but that was my take on him. I just started listening to Kiss. I keep on saying that, but I just thought if they would have just taken the best out of each album and made another album, would have been.
If they'd have done that, it would have been Ace's album with a couple of Paul Stanley songs on it.
Yeah, it would have, for sure.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Brad.
There would have been no Wish Upon a Star on none of it.
Would have made it on a Kiss album.
Oh, no.
There's no way one of Peter's songs made it.
No Living in Sin at the Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
So that's my take on the solo albums.
Oh,
and
man.
will I hear them again? Oh, yeah. I think they're very entertaining.
Wait, Rob, are you going to tell us yours?
Yeah.
Before you do,
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Who's number one? Everybody guess.
Ace.
Yeah. Come on. Number two.
Paul.
Wrong. Number three.
Paul.
Wrong. Number four.
Paul. I don't know.
How you gonna go Paul twice? Okay, my number one is Ace.
Okay.
My number one is Ace. He fucking killed that album.
Yeah.
And if anybody says any different, they're fucking on crack.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was like so on fire. And he had something to prove. Number two was Peter Criss. I love that album.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I love that. I'm a big R&B, fan, so I love that album. Number three is Paul, and number four is Gene. I don't. At first, I was like, when I first said the Gene album, like, oh, this is gonna be heavy, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you're my food. I'm like, what is going on? And the rest of them sucked.
Yeah.
Something doesn't
You
have
gotta
to
agree, at least to a point, that Gene's album did not disappoint. It did disappoint. It was just so bad. At least I got a R&B album, and Ace exploded, and Paul had a great album. After that, yeah, come on, Gene. Living in Sin at the Holiday Inn. I was like, come on, dude, this is so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
You got Cher and Diana Ross in there, Come on. No wonder why Paul McCartney and John Lennon said no to that. They're like, okay, can we hear the rest of the album? And they're like, yeah, no.
And then you can kind of hear the influence of Bob Seger on there too, on a couple of tracks with the backing vocals. You can hear that Bob Seger
Yeah.
background vocals.
He's on the album.
Yeah, he is.
Rick
Oh.
Nielsen.
Ho, 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 ho,
Rick
ho.
Nielsen, yeah.
That's
Rick
him.
Nielsen played on it too.
Interesting.
Katie
Rick
Seagal from Married with Children.
Oh my.
Yeah, Katie
Yeah,
Seagal. Yeah, she was a backing vocalist.
yeah, because he was dating her at that time. And then left her for Diana Ross. That's not my problem, you know?
And
The
Cher,
only thing I know is Ace, Peter, Paul, and Gene. That's my favorites.
and Cher sang on his album too.
Yeah. So let's move on to Dynasty.
I wonder if she looked like this.
Here we go.
Oh yeah. One thing I gotta say about Cher, now that you brought her into the convo, she had some of the hottest costumes I've ever seen on a stage.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, no wonder Gene was all into her. I mean, into her.
Yeah.
So it was.
God.
I guess she dated Greg Allman and then Gene.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, was she married to Greg? Were they married or
Who
no?
cares? Let's talk some Kiss.
I'm asking a question.
Dang it.
I'm asking a question.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, they had a kid together too.
Oh, okay. Was that Blue?
Yeah,
Okay.
Elijah Blue.
Elijah Blue.
Elijah Blue, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Now you have
That's all I
a
want to know.
picture with Cher?
No, I don't have a picture with Cher.
Oh,
That
we
would
gotta make that happen.
Hey,
have been nice.
Of
though.
course, Brad's
Hey,
going to
Bob.
bring that up.
If there was one guy on the show that I think would have a picture with Cher, it would be that guy right there.
Yep.
Al.
Yeah, Al.
Come on, Weird Al.
I haven't made it happen yet, but
Yeah.
you know,
How about Al with Weird Al?
Yeah.
no, I'd love to get a picture with him. Weird Al's a shit, man.
Yeah.
I know that's but wouldn't it be cool to say which one of us is weirder?
It would be cool, man.
Weird Al. Weird Al squared. Cheers, guys. Having a blast.
Cheers. Have a good time.
Cheers.
Dynasty.
I'm actually
Dynasty.
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 Dynasty, as they say in Australia, in the land down under, where the men are men and the sheep are scared.
Hold on, guys. I gotta go get my
Oh,
dog.
that's Wyoming.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Wyoming.
Wrong continent.
There's not a lot of women there. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Not a lot of women.
There's a lot of sheep.
Get it, Brad. Get it, Brad.
There's a lot of kids that look like sheep.
Oh God. Let's talk a little bit of Dynasty, and I didn't buy this album when I was a child.
Me neither.
I didn't buy it because I knew the writing was on the wall with Peter Criss, you know, and everything that was leading up to his eventual departure. And so I didn't buy the album, but one of my friends bought it and brought it over to my house, and we put it on the turntable. And the first thing I heard was disco. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Kiss with disco, because that was what was up and coming in the late 70s. Studio 54 and all these places. And so I was not really digging it. I was like, what happened to my band? What happened to my rock band? And then as the album goes on, it gets better, and now I'm really not a hater of I Was Made for Loving You. I mean, it really is a good song. I mean, I don't hate it now. Back then I was like, oh no, I'm out. I'm done with Kiss. But now that I've gotten older and I've gotten appreciation for all different types of music, back then I was just all rock. I don't want to hear any disco. I don't want to hear none of that crap. But now that I've, like you, Brad, you've like opened the door to all different types. The song I don't hate it. I mean, it's actually a good song, and they actually recorded like a 9-minute, 12-inch single back in the 70s to play in the discos. So,
yeah.
Well, my question to both of you, because you're old dudes, no offense, but you guys are older than us. I mean, that had to be kind of fucked up when you and Brad first heard that. You're probably like, what the hell is this?
yeah.
Compared to us Kiss fans that are a little bit younger, you guys had to be like, this is bullshit. I mean, I know I would have felt that way with bands I love, like would say, me and Al, or any of you love Metallica. When you went to a certain stage in your life, you hear a song and you're like, that's not the band I knew.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I guess you can grow up and learn how to, intertwine with it in your life. But I'm sure at the same time, you guys were like, fuck you, this is bullshit.
Yeah, my story is pretty much the same as Paul's. It's I mean, I totally checked out when I heard this. And and again, full disclosure, the first time I've listened to this album front to back was this last week. And I got to say, I enjoyed it. I really did.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more than the solo albums, other than Aces, of course.
Yeah.
So I thought, this is actually got some cool stuff on it. You get 3 Ace songs. I mean, I found that was pretty surprising.
And
it was just the one. But.
And coming off the solo albums, Gene only had 2 songs on the album.
Yeah.
Only 2.
Yeah. So back then there's no way I would have listened.
Yeah.
Was it X-Ray Eyes? That's the Gene song.
Oh yeah, that's good too.
That's awful. But it's I mean, I could deal with it, but it just But I thought, and I did 2000 Man. I've never even heard the original of that. Does anybody know the story of how they picked that and who picked it? And I mean, was Ace behind it?
Yes, it's a Rolling Stones song.
I know that. Yeah,
it's a hippie song.
Yeah,
and Ace just glorified it heavy. That's what Ace did. He was like, it was like Ace taking New York groove and just making it heavy.
New York glue.
Yeah, glue. Yeah, New York glue. I'm back.
Back in the New York glue.
Sorry. Sorry.
I thought he said New
York.
Yeah,
shut it.
Gloob.
I didn't say lube. Come on, give me a little credit. No, but if you like heavy, like, hey, can I talk for a minute? Thank you. If you like heavy, like renditions of songs, Ace does the best. Always has.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Al?
Yeah, definitely, man. He picks some great covers and he makes them his own.
Amp it up.
Yeah.
They just supercharge it.
Yep.
Yeah, they throw a can of Go Fast in the tank and light the tires up and just burn rubber with all these with all these remakes.
Yeah.
Love the way that Kiss has done that, over the years. There's a couple that we've already talked about.
Yeah.
We're just like, okay, whatever. It's a filler, but 2000 Man, loved it. And Gods of Thunder has done this song several times, because I'm a huge Ace fan. Ace Frehley is like a guitar god. That guy can play lead guitar like there's no freaking tomorrow. One of my favorite lead guitarists of all time. He can take a song, wipe his butt with it and come out of the bathroom and say, okay, here it is. And then here it is. It's like, holy, it's just on fire. It's just lit up with the Ace Frehley, the classic Ace Frehley sound. It's just amazing what he can do with a song. Love Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my thoughts on the album is, I think me and Rob, we did a Kiss ranking show, and I think I touched on this when we talked about it. Like when I was younger. Oh, good night, hon. My daughter. So when I was younger, it was like the I Was Made for Loving You turned me off. As any kid who was hardcore into Kiss, they want the fucking rock, man. They want, and they're going disco, but everybody, dismissed them as saying, "Oh, it's a disco album." It's not a disco album. It's just a song.
Yeah,
that's a disco song on the album. So obviously they didn't give the album a chance. Now coming off of Love Gun with that great production by Eddie Kramer, Vinnie Poncia kind of sawed off a little bit of the.
Hey, Scott, how are you?
Yeah, whatever, Scott. Here you go. I know Scott, and he can bust my balls. So
I was like,
my balls.
So
he's
Vinnie
calling you out.
I don't know. In my
Hey,
opinion,
well, thanks for watching, Scott.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Vinnie Poncia came in and kind of sawed off a little bit of the rough edges. Made it a little more polished, but the song still shone through on this. I mean, like you said, 2000 Man, killer. Hard Times, killer.
Yeah.
Save Your Love, killer.
Yeah.
That solo on Save Your Love is pretty mind blowing. Ace solo.
Yep.
Then you got Sure Know Something was cool, catchy Paul song.
Yeah, it was.
I like that song. Then the only song that Peter actually plays on, Dirty Living. The rest of the album is obviously played by Anton, but I think Peter played the drums on Dirty Living, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So
that was the only song he played drums on.
yeah,
I heard somewhere that he actually didn't, and it wasn't Anton Fig, that there was someone else that came in and recorded a drum track for that song. And
my guess would be Alan Schwartzberg.
I'm not 100% sure about the name, but I read a story somewhere some time ago that when everything was coming out, with all this crashing of Kiss and after with the Dynasty and everything after that, I heard that someone else came in and actually recorded that drum track on that song in secret, and that Peter Criss was given the credit for it because his hands were so messed up that his drum track wasn't great. So they brought in Peter Criss. I think it was actually Peter. I don't know. I may have to go back and refresh, but I heard it was someone else that recorded that drum track, and it was not Anton Fig.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's why I was guessing maybe it was Alan Schwartzberg who played drums on Peter's solo album as well.
it could be. It
So-
could be.
You know, it seemed like they had like these studio guys in like their world. You know, kind of.
Hey,
You know, let's
hey,
bring
Al.
let's bring Bob Kulick in. Let's bring, you know.
Yeah, Bob Kulick.
So-
Well, Al, you know, Peter Criss did not play drums on any of his album. On his 78, he did not play one lick.
Not even on his solo album. No.
No,
I know
not one lick.
I know Alan Schwartzberg played, you know, drums on there, but I didn't know he played every song.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he decided to bow out and just sing, and had other people play on his album. So yeah, that is true.
gotcha.
During living, I don't know. What I've always heard, it was Peter only on that one song, and the rest of it was Anton Fig or somebody else.
Yeah.
But I do know that on Peter's solo album, he did not play one lick.
So
And that's kind of sad.
So he wasn't on the Elder either, or was he on the Elder?
No, that's Eric Carr.
No, that's
Oh,
that's Eric Carr.
That's Eric Carr. Okay, thank you so much. So that's Eric Carr's first one.
Although Alan Schwartzberg did play on I.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And somebody else played on another tune. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
But Eric played on everything but like 2 songs.
By that time, everything was so fractured. They were having so many people come in and do different stuff. So
Yeah.
Just to meet deadlines, I guess, or
Yeah. Kiss was a broken hot mess after Dynasty. It was just a fractured mirror.
I actually love the Elder.
Nobody wants credit for the Elder. I wouldn't either.
I actually love the Elder.
I love the Elder. I love it. I'm sorry. I'm a big Elder fan.
Well, I guess because I'm a big Rush fan and I like progressive rock, so I give Kiss. I guess Kiss tried their stab at like trying to right the wall.
Yeah,
I think a lot of that had to do with Bob Ezrin too. So
Bob Ezrin,
you know, they saw that the wall was a big success with him, and they probably thought, well, let's do our own version.
Yeah, didn't work.
Backfired.
Yeah, it didn't work.
But there are some good songs on the Elder, though. There's some good tracks on there.
And like
The
I told, but like I told Bob, I said, I love doing all this stuff with you guys and talking Kiss albums and everything. But after Dynasty, I was pretty much done. And so if we're talking about The Elder and, you know, Unmasked and all these other albums, Hot in the Shade, you know, although there's great songs and great music that Kiss recorded.
You checked out on that though.
I after Dynasty, I checked out of Kiss completely. You know, because
you were really lucky to check out on Crazy Night. Sorry, Chris and Zach. That album is so bad. Reason to Live. Yeah, Reason to Die after listening to that.
Reason to Live.
I have a question for Paul.
Yes.
So at some point you came back into Kiss, right?
Yeah, I mean,
what album? What album brought you back in?
It probably wasn't until
The reunion.
you know, the guys got back together in Psycho Circus.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Because like I say, you know, I'm a classic 70s rock guy. I mean, you know, Brad, you know as well as I do, we were spoiled with the music that we grew up with as teenagers in the classic 70s rock era. I mean, that was, you know, we're spoiled rotten.
Yep.
And to me, you know, I love my 70s Kiss. I'm just a diehard 70s Kiss guy. And that's the reason that Gods of Thunder, we don't do anything off of those other albums. We just keep to the hardcore, I mean, to the core Kiss, the 4 guys, Paul, Gene, Peter, and Ace. That's what we do. And that's where we don't do Lick It Up. We don't do any of these other, although they're great songs, War Machine, great songs, but we just don't do it because we don't feel that that's
true.
The Kiss that we should be paying tribute to. But and when Psycho Circus came out, we did Psycho Circus. We actually played Psycho Circus. It was the opening of one of our shows way back when. We kind of pirated the little circus thing in the beginning, and that was the intro before we came out and played. But yeah.
Hey, Paul.
Yes.
Paul, I got a question for you now. How disappointed were you to find out that they only played on one song, the original 4, on the whole album?
On which one are you talking about?
Psycho Circus. They only played on one song. Were you pretty pissed off and disappointed? Because I know I was.
I really don't have a whole lot of insight into Psycho Circus because, like I said, it was just an afterthought for Gods of Thunder to play Psycho Circus in one of our shows. But I'm not privy to any inside scoop as to what song was the only song
Into the Void, right?
Into the Void.
Into the Void.
Ace Frehley's.
Yep, Into the Void.
Didn't hate Ace. I love that Into the Void. Love that song. I thought that song kicked more butt than Psycho Circus did.
It sucks that they only like Ace have one song on there.
I know. Exactly. It's like how come the driving sound of Kiss all those years was Ace Frehley? How come he only got one song on there?
Well, after all those years, it became Paul and Gene's show.
Yeah.
So they're not going to let him march back in and probably have like 3 songs on the album. So
especially when they know fans love Ace so much.
Yeah.
Jealousy, control.
They could have let him have 2. They could have let him have 2 songs. Yeah. Although when you get the Japanese version, or I had to buy the video of Psycho Circus to get that bonus CD in there, and it did have another Ace song in there. But I think it was written by Gene anyway, and Gene let Ace sing on it, so it wasn't really a true Ace song. Mm-hmm. But still, it was an Ace vocal, Ace song, So
yeah.
In Your Face, that was the song.
Yeah.
In Your Face.
In Your Face.
Yeah, because when Kiss got back together, I saw Kiss more in the reunion and the 14 farewell tours than I did in the 70s because I was so young.
Yeah.
But when the original 4 got back together, I was all in.
Oh, the hype and the commotion for that was off the charts, man. I remember when that got announced.
Yeah, it was on an aircraft. I think it was an aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
And, I mean, how can you go wrong with an announcement like that and get everybody just like, Kiss is back together? And because we all probably watched the MTV Unplugged.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did anybody not see that?
It's a really good CD too.
Yeah,
that's actually turned into one of my favorite Kiss albums. I love the Unplugged album, man.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I agree with you.
Even the bonus tracks are amazing.
Yeah.
You didn't get on the album. Got to choose. Oh my God, amazing!
I love that song.
You didn't get the country God of Thunder. That was awesome. I thought it was so cool. It was just different, but I'm going to let you guys, do your runabouts, and then I'm going to finish the show off with a nice little thing. But go ahead.
Yeah, because when I saw the MTV Unplugged special, I think I almost was brought to tears when Peter and Ace came out, and because Paul Stanley said, we're gonna bring back some members of the family, and we're not talking about mom and dad. I was just like, and out walks Peter, Chris, and Ace, and I think I almost was reduced to tears when I saw that. I was like, And then all the rumors started flooding in, Kiss is going to get back together. And I was like, I'm hoping so. Because now I'm old enough, I can afford the tickets. Now I can. Because it's like freaking $500 up in the nosebleed at any concert nowadays. It's horrible. It's really ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I've seen since 90. When did you get back together? 95.
96. Well, 96 was when the reunion tour
started. 95 is when everything all started happening. That was when MTV Unplugged was, and I think I've seen them like 7 or 8 times, over these years, which is 7 times more than when I saw them in the 70s, which was just once.
Yeah, I caught the Madison Square Garden shows on that reunion tour. And,
yeah, nice.
I mean, to see them in their home, the Madison Square Garden. Well, I'm from New Jersey, so that's the area I'm from. So,
yeah,
I've seen Kiss at Madison Square Garden. Well, Kiss at Madison Square Garden was the very first show I ever saw, which was in '85 on the Asylum tour. I mean, I'm not as old as some of you guys, so I didn't see them until they had the makeup off. But
yeah,
but that was my first. But that was my first concert. Was Kiss in December of '85 at Madison Square Garden with Black and Blue opening up with Tommy Thayer. How ironic is that?
Yeah.
How ironic is that? And,
Jinx. Yeah. I can get my finger going the right way.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen them in concert, Kiss?
Me?
As a total, yeah.
Well, since '85, then I didn't see them on Crazy Nights tour. I did see them on Hot in the Shade, which is one of the best set lists of the non-makeup era. And then I saw them on Revenge, and then the reunion tour. So I'm gonna guess like 7, 8 times.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been like I've seen the latest incarnation of Kiss a few times.
Yeah.
I took my daughter to see them at the Garden show, and I think at the time she's 13 now, so at the time she was 10, so she was blown away.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to bring, because I wish I was, when I was 10 years old, my parents would have brought me there, but my parents are European, so they weren't really going to concerts. I didn't have I didn't have like the really. I mean, I love my parents. I'm not saying they're not cool, but
right.
I didn't have.
I understand.
I didn't have the hip, but my older brother is the one that brought me to my first Kiss show in '85. So, I bought my 10-year-old daughter. She was, when Gene spit blood, she was literally scared. She thought it was real, which is cool. I mean, I thought that was awesome, because you want to be afraid a little bit. You want that danger,
that demon. Mm-hmm.
So. And when you're a kid, it's impressionable on you. So,
it leaves an indelible mark.
Yeah,
like when I saw them in 78 at the Forum, and before my wife and I moved up here to Washington, Kiss came and actually played the LA Forum again.
Yeah,
and we went and saw them. I was all dressed up in full costume, and of course, I'm walking in, and there's thousands of Kiss fans all over the place, and we're all dressed up in full costume. I went with my Gene Simmons, so we're all dressed up in full costume and makeup, and people are gathered around us, pictures, and of course, what do I hear? Hey, Gods of Thunder! Nice. So people that had seen us perform in Southern California were at the concert, and so it's just like, okay, this has come full circle. I grew up with Kiss in the 70s. I performed in a Kiss tribute band for 18 years. Kiss is back at the Forum, and there's Gods of Thunder fans there. So it's like, it was just like the total most awesome experience. It's like, wow, it was crazy. It was so cool.
And what about you, Brad? How many times have you seen Kiss?
That's a great question. Okay, so three times. The Forum was the third time. So I saw him in San Diego on the Alive tour
Nice. Oh, dude.
Which they actually played "Shout It Out Loud" in that. That was before the album came out, and they played "Shout It Out Loud" on that.
Oh wow.
That was the deviation from the Alive set list. So, because I couldn't get tickets to the show in LA, they sold out like instantly.
Yeah.
So we had to drive to San Diego. So that's the first time I saw him. Anaheim Stadium was the second time I saw him. And I gotta say that the bootleg of that is not true to what that show was, or maybe it's just my memory. I thought that was like one of the best sounding shows I've ever heard.
Yeah.
The vocals were on point. The harmony just totally awesome. So the Anaheim show was great, and then of course the Forum show, and then So then I checked out for a while. I think the next time I saw him was Animalize.
On the Analyze tour.
Yeah, and that show was kind of BS. I mean, the best thing about that show was Queensryche warming up as their first tour, and they were unbelievably good. I mean, they were so tight, and they just ripped. And then Kiss got out there, and Paul, no disrespect. Paul Stanley spent so much time talking. It was just bad. I mean. Eric Carr would get up off his drum kit and go sit on the riser off to the stage right there and just sit there and wait for Paul to stop talking. And it was like, come on, play songs, you guys, play songs. And yeah. So then I kind of checked out again, and then I saw them on Revenge, and they were awesome. Okay, that show, the Revenge show, was just they were back for me. I was like, this is. I mean, 100% that show was all about it.
Yeah, it was a great tour. I saw that tour, man.
So the next show I saw was the reunion, and it broke my heart because Peter couldn't play.
Yeah,
Ace was okay. Paul and Dean were great, and I felt bad because it was the first time my wife had seen Kiss, and she thought it was fantastic. So I didn't want to say anything, but in my soul, it was like, this is not the Kiss I grew up with. It's it just. Yeah, it kind of broke my heart a bit. And then I guess that's the last time I've seen him. I really want to see him one more time because I want my son to experience it. I missed my opportunity here because they sold out here. Over 20,000 people. They sold out here. I figured there would be tickets to grab. It's like, oh, Kiss is not selling out any of these shows in this last tour, is what I heard. So I thought, well, I'll snatch them up at the end here. And then, I mean, even the resale sold out.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was unbelievable. They sold out over 20,000 people here in Utah. So I missed that. So I'm kind of keeping my eyes out for a show I can travel to and take my son, so he can.
They'll be back around, man.
Yeah, there you go, Al. For dinner. But in the meantime, I'm going to go for Gods of Thunder. I want to come see you guys. How's that?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So
thank you, Brad.
I'll be watching your shows and see if I can catch something.
And see if I can get something going up there in Salt Lake City.
Oh no, I kind of like traveling now. It's more fun to go travel because then you don't have to deal with work. You don't have to deal with anything. You're just out on. I don't know. You guys do that at all? You ever go travel for concerts?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's so cool now because then that you're there for just that. You go to the show. You don't have any other BS. You don't have people bugging you, no family, no crap. And you just go and you have a great time. And then afterward, you go have more of a great time. You don't have to go home and like, I got to go to work tomorrow.
I like to compare those crowds to my home crowds.
Houston, I've seen a few shows in Houston, and they're pretty damn good, man.
Oh, yeah.
Texas. And Andy, I love going to Texas to see shows because the fans down there are incredible. Especially, and I don't know if it's the same way with Houston, but San Antonio is just unbelievable. The crowds there, the rock crowds.
I've been working my butt off trying to get Gods of Thunder down to San Antonio, down to Houston, down to Austin. I know because I've been trying to put like a 2-week, 3-week swing through those cities.
That'd be great.
And my one huge bitch about booking nowadays is there is no, hi, how you doing? This is Paul from Gods of Thunder. I was wondering if I could speak to the booking manager, the guy who buys the talent for your venue.
Yeah.
Oh, here's his email.
Yep.
Because there is no personal connection anymore, and it just tried. I'm old school. I've been doing this for 18 years, and when we first started, 2003, 2004, 2008, 2000, I could make 10 phone calls and have 8 gigs booked.
Wow.
Nowadays, nobody wants to talk to you personally.
Wow.
It's go to our website. There's a talent form that you fill out and submit it to us, and we'll get back to you.
And you never hear nothing back.
Yeah. You know what that means? You're not going to hear anything back.
Yeah.
There is no personal, and I got to kind of step back a little bit, because these venues and people that I'm working with currently right now, I'm able to speak to these people.
Okay.
Because for some reason, some venues, they think they're above that personal connection.
Yeah.
And that really, really chaps my ass, because like I said, I'm old school. I want to talk to somebody so they can hear because when you send somebody an email, you can't feel
the excitement or the true nature.
You can't feel the energy in my voice.
Yeah.
You can't feel, because it's just words.
Yeah.
So and that's one thing that's really just kind of like just been such a tough thing to deal with. It's like, I want to speak to somebody. I want to have a personal relationship, a phone conversation, because I can tell you, a million things. I can blow bubbles out my butthole.
I'd pay to see that.
I knew you would, Brad. And I will post this right after the show.
Is that a new Gods of Thunder effect?
Absolutely.
Bubble machine.
I mean, but if I tell you I can blow bubbles out my butt, but I can't prove it, that doesn't mean a thing, because it's only in black and white on a piece of paper. So I'm a let me prove it to you kind of guy. So that's, I mean, and it's so sad that venues have come to this. There's no personal connection.
Unfortunately, that's how it is just almost everywhere, man.
Yeah, I know.
And it's horrible. Yeah.
And so, that's my 2 cents. I kind of had to blow off a little steam there, but yeah, that's just the way it is. Trying to book a Kiss tribute band or any band nowadays. I mean, it's not a good feel.
Yeah. Well, to get back to San Antonio, I grew up in Corpus Christi, which is maybe about 2.5 miles south, and we would travel to San Antonio. We would drive about 2.5 hours, and that's the first time I saw Rush was there. I saw Stone Temple Pilots, Rage Against the Machine, and you're right, man. That fan base is rabid. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love going to Texas.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to Houston in '99, man, you should have seen the hometown talent. You would go to just clubs and go to club to club to club to club and see local talent or talent around Texas that would just come, and just the different forms of rock going on. It's fantastic. Of course, those places are gone.
Yeah,
there's still a handful that are around, but that energy of '99 to 2002, man, it was really something.
Yeah.
It was really great to see.
Yeah.
But my take on Dynasty,
and we're going back to really, Andy. I thought we kind of like kicked that down the road.
You never got to talk about Dynasty, Andy?
I never did. But that's all right.
All right, Andy, go ahead, brother.
Well, it's going to be short and sweet. I think it was a good album. it was not a disco album for sure. You
I
know,
know.
it was some really good pop rock on there, or some pretty good rock tracks on there that I really enjoyed. Like I was saying, the 8 songs were fantastic.
Yeah.
And Al had touched on it too. A couple of songs on here that really stuck out to me was "Sure Know Something." It was different, and it had that beat to it, But that's what kind of bothered me. And I wanted to talk to y'all and ask y'all, especially when it comes to Brad and Al, because y'all know so much about production. What was the pop sound to it? That slick sound. What was that? You know what I'm trying to talk about? There were some songs
a lot of reverb. A lot of reverb.
Well, it just didn't have that raw sound to it. Like, I mean, throw on something like I don't know, Dress to Kill, and then throw that on.
Yeah.
It's
totally different.
I mean, I understand budgets were bigger and stuff like that. By that time, they were millionaires and they were throwing everything in the kitchen sink into the production. I guess you could call it Vinnie Poncia's style too.
Just
That's
like overproduction on
a style of production. Listen to his production and then listen to Eddie Kramer's production. It's two totally different worlds,
So what are other albums that Poncho did?
Let him know what he produced before. Let him know what he produced before Unmasking Dynasty. What album did he produce?
Peter Chris's.
There you go.
Album.
Yep. He produced Peter Chris's solo album. So
yeah,
we go with that smooth sound.
Okay.
So really,
and Peter Chris. Here's the funny thing: Peter Chris said that if you do not get Vinny to produce our albums, I will not be a part of them. And guess what happened? Vinny kicked him out, saying, "No, Peter's not accessible to these." Drum parts. Kind of ironic, but at the same time, they were so polished. I remember hearing Paul Stanley saying Unmasked should have been heavier than it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be all these keyboards and everything. It was supposed to be a heavy rock album.
Yeah.
And Paul was really pissed about it. It was supposed to be Dynasty, like Ace's songs or Gene's songs, like really like that heavy note. It was supposed to be even heavier than that. Not saying it was going to be Creatures of the Night heavy, but that's what they were expecting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, but other than that, it's not a bad album. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
It's a great album.
Yeah,
great album.
It's a great album.
Yeah, like like I say,
but at the same time, it's not disco. It's not a disco album.
No, it's not.
Right, but you always read, that this was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Or the beginning of their heyday, or the end of their heyday.
Well,
but that wasn't because of the album. It was because of the band. The band
it's because of members. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the album is just a byproduct of that.
Yeah.
So it's not like they went in there, all 4 of them together, to make this great album and then it tanked. It was more like the band they were going in there with duct tape and super glue. And,
but Dynasty was a big seller, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
certain parts of the world more than I don't think the U.S. it was that big, but I think they're like in Europe or something. It was huge.
Dynasty.
Australia was huge,
and over in Europe, they were like one and two in a lot of European countries on the album charts when that came out.
Yeah, that and Unmasked was huge in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah,
and like you said, too, Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah,
I mean, like they were. I mean, for the Unmasked tour, they only played one show in the U.S. in New York.
Yeah,
at the Palladium, but they went down they went to Australia, and it was like they were like gods. It was like Beatlemania there
Yeah.
for them. You know?
Still at that time?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At that time, Kiss was more of a outside of the United States.
They couldn't get arrested here, man.
Huge, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They were huge.
Well, yeah. Would you, Andy, if you look at any of the old videos from 1980, they couldn't even leave their motel room. They could only go on the balcony, and everybody was like freaking out, and they're like waving to the crowd, and they're like, "We can't even leave our motel room."
Yeah.
It was that insane.
Without being mobbed. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I always laugh. Like, it's weird with Kiss, man. It's like when they were dead here in America, they were huge in Europe, South America, Australia. I mean, look, when they were playing on the Creatures tour here in America, the arenas were like a quarter full, right? And look at this video.
They go and pray.
Look at the video of them playing in South America in Rio. I mean, like, what was it, 300,000 people? It's insane, man.
It's packed. Yeah, they're just blowing the roof off of all these other countries, and nobody in America wants to see them.
Yeah.
And like Gene's favorite line is, "I could have said kill, and they would have done it because there was that many people in South America when they played Brazil."
Yeah.
It was like insane. It was insanity. I could never imagine playing in front of that many people.
Right.
300,000?
Yeah.
Even close to that? Shit.
Jeez. I think our biggest crowd was like 5,000, and it looked like 1,000,000 from on stage.
Right.
It's like unbelievable. All you see is just a sea of people.
Yeah,
that's all you see, and it's hands and arms, and as far as I could see, it was just people left to right, front to back, and that was like 5,000. I couldn't imagine 300,000 people. That's insane.
Yeah, it's just insane, man. When you think about it, So they in different eras of Kiss, they were popular in different eras of the world, man. So that's why in Unmasked they didn't even bother touring America because they were dead here.
Nobody wanted to see them here, but they were huge, just out of control overseas.
Yeah,
in other countries. Yeah.
And let's think about it. They were the biggest band in the world just 3 years, 2.5 years prior.
Yeah.
Think about it.
They fell hard.
That's crazy.
They fell hard here, man.
Yeah. They just did a freaking nosedive here in the United States, but they were just skyrocketing in other countries because it took that long for the rest of the world to catch up.
Well, my question for you, Paul, and Brad, before we get off, what other bands have you seen that were like really popular bands that just fall off the face of the earth that quick? Anything that you guys can think of? I mean, Pink Floyd or whatever, just this real popular band, and a year or two later, just boom, gone.
Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, it put me on the spot. That's a great question, and I know there is.
Yeah, it is.
I've been thinking about bands that have fallen, were huge arena bands, and then coming around playing really small places. And
I'd say Black Sabbath. No,
I would want to say one of your favorite bands, Brad, Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh,
they're so big in the 70s and going into the 80s. It just
Andy, you are 100% correct because I saw him play in clubs, like really tiny clubs back in like the 90s.
And they were in arena.
Now it's funny because now they're kind of back playing more, 2,000 seat kind of places and actually doing pretty good business.
Oh, well, they played at a sports bar here a couple of months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's kind of hard to believe. So, yeah, I guess it depends on where, but when they come here, They typically play out in Nevada in a place called Wendover, and it's a really great venue. There's like 2,000 seats, and I mean, there's not a bad seat in the place. The sound system is pro. You know who to sound really good there is Gods of Thunder. You know what, dude? I'm serious, Paul. Man, we need to talk off air because I want to try to get this booked here. Okay, all right, but yeah, Andy, you're 100% on point. Blue Oyster Cult faded away into nothing, playing in just really awful clubs, and then coming back and playing actually pretty decent places now.
Yeah.
So,
I saw them open for Kiss in '86 on the. I saw them twice on the Asylum tour.
Okay.
So I saw them at the Garden. And then I saw them again in '86 on at the Meadowlands here at Meadowlands Arena, and Blue Oyster Cult was opening that show for them. And,
that's interesting because my memory of in the '70s was that it seemed like Blue Oyster Cult and Kiss were always competing against each other back then.
Yeah.
Both from New York, and but I guess the '80s they probably teamed up a little bit, kind of like when they teamed up with Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But the same thing with Black Sabbath, like I was saying, they fell on hard times, big time.
Yeah, but they were never playing clubs, though. I mean, even with Tony Martin, I saw him at the Universal. What is it called now? The Universal Amphitheater. What do they call it now, Paul? Do you know? So in Kodak Theater or something like that, or there's some. Well, Kodak's probably gone, but I don't know. They keep.
And now it's no longer the Kodak. It's the Dolby Theater now.
There you go. Yeah.
We have the Grammys and
Yeah. So, and that's a great venue. And I saw Black Sabbath there. It was '94, I think. It was the last album they did with Tony Martin. And it was the very last show that Cozy Powell played with them, which was really cool. So,
Al and I are playing with our cats.
my cat wants nothing to do with being
my dog doesn't want to be on
my dog is a freak. Anything having to do with licking my face or anything. She's all into it.
She's just your Gene Simmons.
This is it. Yeah, this is little Brandy. This is little Brandy.
Hi, Brandy.
Dogs are the best, man. No, 100%.
Yeah. Well, we love our dogs. And hold on, let me see if I can kind of tilt this down because Sadie's been wanting to make an appearance. There's
okay.
Oh, hey, Sadie.
There's Sadie Bear. We call her our bear because she's got that brown color in her. We call her Sadie Bear. Yeah, that's our other little girl. And they're both rescue dogs. So we've had them for about 4 years now.
Cool. I think. There we go. Andy.
Yeah, I went to go get mine. Her name is Eleanor Rigby.
Eleanor Rigby.
I found her.
Become a dog show.
I found her in a cemetery.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Next to
All
my
right, guys. Well,
hey, Rob.
I have an important announcement to make before I go.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Okay.
I love Brad. I love Andy. I love Paul. And I love Al and everybody else that's ever been a part of the show. I got a big announcement to make in 2 days. 2 days.
Ooh.
I'm not doing it right now.
Okay.
But I just want to tell you all thank you, for being a part of my life, part of the show, and part of, being a part of other podcasts. Brad is always part of, Signals from Mars with Victor Ruiz. Al's always been a part of, Decibel Geek. Paul's just the man. I love you, Paul. Thank you for, I really want to say thank you, because I would have never met you any other different way. And it's really cool that you're a really nice guy and, you're not some arrogant fucking prick. And Andy, I don't know how the hell we met. It was some way in base my clan.
It was
And
about
you
baseball.
said yes, you would do this show with me.
Yeah.
And everybody else that's, Kate, everybody else that's, joined the show. I just want to say thank you very much. In 2 days, I got an announcement, but I just want to say thank you for everybody that's ever been a part of this. I would never imagine this doing anything. I would never imagine that you guys would be like, okay, we'll talk to this fucking dipshit. But real quick, I wanted to say 2 albums that I love. I'm going live and I'm going not live. My number 1 live Kiss Kiss album is Hotter Than Hell. Love that album. You can't go wrong with Strange Ways, Parasite, Got to Choose.
Yeah.
That fucker, still to this day is amazing. And then a live album. A lot of people choose live too, and I get that. But I still can't get away from a live. You put that damn record on, you hear that crowd come on, and you hear the announcement and that explosion. It's going to be a badass time. And I wish I could have felt that back in that day,
Yeah.
Because when it came out, I wasn't even born yet. So, but
You're a freaking kid.
yeah, you fucking kid, you fucking bastard, get in your car and get the fuck out of here. But I wanted to say thank you to all 4 of you. I love you. I appreciate, being able to meet you guys. And in 2 days, you'll hear a crazy announcement. What is it? We don't know.
Can't wait, man.
But you guys go ahead and talk on a little bit more. I'll listen. But I had to get that out because I got to get ready for bed soon. I'm sorry. I'm an old fucker.
Same here, actually.
Yeah.
No, but I just wanted to touch on something. Mark is posting on our messenger group, the rock and roll podcast with Black Spinner, that there are 3 rock albums right now in the Billboard top 10.
No.
The Tears for Fears, the Scorpions, and then the new Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne might not be our thing, but it is a rock album, and there's 3 rock albums right now in the top 10 of Billboard. So that's good.
Right.
Nice.
It's like rock's coming back, Hopefully this is a thing where we get, rock to go back to its rightful place of being number 1 in genre and music, where it's supposed to be. Real music, real emotions.
Rock always comes back around, man. It'll be back around.
Yeah, it always does. But, it's been kind of rough trading for them for the past 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
In the popularity contest, not in our lives, of course.
Yeah.
But in the popular vote. So that's really good to hear.
Listen,
I haven't touched on that Tears for Fears album yet, but man, I hear some good things about it.
all you got to do, rock is alive, and you just look at your record collections, man.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Don't worry about anybody else.
That's true. But I did want to touch on next Thursday. We're doing 1987, which I'm very excited about that. And it's Crazy Nights.
And Crazy Nights is not going on that. Yeah, you're right. Crazy Nights is no longer. It's sorry, Chris Sinzak, it's not valid.
I hate is that this Thursday?
No, it's going to be next Thursday.
Next Thursday, okay.
No, wait. It's next Wednesday.
Oh,
it's
Wednesday,
on the 16th.
okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry. It's next Wednesday. I'm plugging the wrong day and shit. Okay. But it's but it is going to be on the 16th at 7 p.m. we're gonna have a 6-person panel, us 4 and Kate and your buddy Al
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that, Scott. You're still watching. But yeah, it's gonna be a 6-person panel. So that's why I want to start at 7. Sometimes it takes a while for us to get through it. So, I'm very excited about that. I got 7. I've got 3 more to go.
1987.
I was pretty surprised this didn't make the 3-hour mark. I really thought it was going to.
But that's great news about the 3 albums that are in the top 10 on the Billboard. That's great. And that's all I really got to say right now. I'm all talked out.
All right. Well, thank you, Brad Dahl. We love you.
Thank you,
got
Brad.
you on Yarg Metal. That's YARG Metal.
Yep.
Check them out. Put it down on your fucking list to download the app. Oh, great stuff.
I had them on at work yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's too much of this going on. Anyways, we got Al Horta from Be Cool or Be Podcast Out. Anything new, Al? You got anything new coming up? Any, kind of like giveaways or anything? Or you just kind of chill?
No, I'm going to be doing more videos. I'm going to start doing more giveaways. I had the video for that giveaway, the 2112 album. I'm going to be doing more vinyl and stuff like that. So that's really it, man. And I'm, like I said, but I'm going to be starting to do videos kind of like this, maybe some live stuff with panel with, you guys are invited on there.
Yeah.
And I got some ideas of some cool shows, but I'm not going to reveal that yet. So
well, that's cool. And how about you, Paul?
Yeah. Hey,
Go
Al.
ahead and throw out anything you want to pimp out.
Okay, Al. Don't give up your secrets because somebody's gonna steal them. Anyway,
I got some good ideas, man. So
yeah,
awesome. I can't wait to hear them.
Don't give up your secrets. Just keep them to yourself. And I just want to thank you, Robert, for getting me involved in this fun journey that we've had. Over the past, we've been doing this for like 6-8 months, and it's kind of got strung along because you were doing things and I was doing things, and we finally got together and finished up this thing. And I just want to thank you, for because I met you through my podcast and my House and Hump Day, and I haven't done that. I might think about trying to bring the Phoenix from the ashes and just kind of revive it and revisit, not like on a weekly basis, but like maybe once a month, when Gods of Thunder is not busy. And so I would love to do that and hook up with you guys and bring.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And we can just talk about just anything, just rock and roll, whatever if you got questions for me about Gods of Thunder and how we got started, I can take you back to day one and take you all the way through 18 years of history, trying to survive a pandemic and, whatever. We can just talk rock and roll. We just have to be about my band and everything. We can just talk rock and roll and just choose a topic. And, I can bring Andy on or Bob or Brad or Al, any one of you guys. I have a couple of you guys on, and I would love to just shoot the shit and just talk fucking rock and roll.
Oh man, that sounds great.
Well, that's what it's all about. Just us having a good time. Yeah. It's not being too serious or being full of ourselves. We're just here having a good time. Yeah. Too many podcasts out there think, oh, we got to be this. No, fuck you. We just want to have a good time. Right there, Brad.
Yeah. You're right, bro. Hey, can I?
All right.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Paul.
go ahead and say it, brother.
Yeah, because when it comes to stuff like this, there is no mold. You don't have a mold that you got to fit into. Yeah, fuck that shit. There's no moral.
Right.
You know, you do you. Talk about what you want to talk about, and if the other podcasts don't like it,
Fuck them.
yeah, exactly. Then go find another podcast to listen to. There's millions of them out there, and anybody that's listened to us over the past several episodes that we've been talking Kiss. Thank you. You don't know how much I appreciate you listening to me, even though I get long-winded sometimes, like Paul Stanley. Eric Carr had to go sit on the end of the drum riser. I get
I was
long-winded.
going to tell you to shut up.
I got something to say to you people.
How's
Love you,
everybody
Paul.
feel? Hey, Brad,
How many of y'all want to get high?
do me a favor. We like you said, we need to kind of chit chat.
Yeah, we'll hook up offline here.
Absolutely, my brother. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. All right, but Rob, I need a really important I want to say thank you to you for inviting me to be part of this group. I mean, talk about the coolest people on the internet right here. And you're one of them. So Rob, I love you, man. And I want to say also that last night I saw Judas Priest and it was fantastic. The only bad thing is that you weren't with me. I desperately want to take you to Judas Priest. That's one of my goals in life. I mean, that's my bucket list thing is to take Rob to go see Judas Priest. And this tour is be a good one to go because they were really good.
Yeah.
I'll be seeing them actually at the end.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Brad.
I'll be seeing them actually at the end of the month, I think. They'll be playing in New Jersey, so yeah.
Shut up, Al. You see everything.
Yeah. So after you get your picture taken with all the guys, Al, and enjoy the show. I want to talk with you about what your thoughts about the show were. We need to do a show on that. I want to review it. I want to talk so much about what I saw last night.
Okay.
Oh well, yeah.
And Andy, you are the best for last, brother. So you go ahead and pimp it all out, and let's get out of this craziness. That is metal and rock.
All right. Well, first of all, I just want to say this is actually a dream come true to be on something like this and talking about music with other people that appreciate music as much as I do. It really is an honor. I'm so excited throughout my day to get to this point in the evening to talk with you guys. I wanted to thank Rob also. We started off on a baseball chat talking about the White Sox and the Astros. And then I said, let me see what this guy is talking about. Let me see who this guy is. And I looked at his profile and I said, oh, this guy likes rock music just like I do. And then I said, you've got a podcast? That's pretty cool. And then he said, you want to get on? I said, are you for real? Someone's asking me to be on a podcast? And that's how it started, was just baseball. And then it led to tonight.
Yeah.
And it's really awesome that it's turned out this way. And it's really awesome that this podcast has turned out to have regulars on there, with Al and Brad and Paul and Kate and Lewis and all these different people that come on here to spend a few hours just talking about music, and we learn so much from each other, and I consider y'all friends of mine, even though we haven't seen each other physically. Something about music that connects people together.
Put it together.
Oh, and,
it's like backwards.
And what y'all don't know, people who watch our podcast don't know that we text each other throughout the day sometimes.
Yeah.
At night too. You guys are you're burning with Facebook Messenger, man. It's like it's like a strobe light all night long with you guys.
That messenger
Exactly.
But that messenger has turned out to be something. We've got about 25 or 30 members in there, and it's all about music.
Yeah.
People having new songs, or have y'all heard this, or have you heard this band? It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it turned out more than just making announcements. It's become a very tight-knit music community. And I'm so glad that it's turned out that way and that everyone on there are friends with each other and respect each other's point of view, just like we do here. So that's all I wanted to say.
It's not a cliche.
And we can bust each other's balls, which I appreciate that. I love that the most. If you cannot get your balls busted, then get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and like Huey Lewis said, the heart of rock and roll is still beating.
It is.
That's right.
You want to say something, Al?
No, I was just saying it's not a cliche when it's music brings people together, man.
Yeah,
it really does.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
I want to thank you.
True.
I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart too for always inviting me on these great shows, man. So it's not
absolutely.
It's not lost on me, man. I love you guys, and it was great meeting you, Paul. And you know,
one thing real quick. I don't mean to cut you off. I wish that you and Brad would have been on here from the very beginning, because man, to have 2 additional voices, 4 additional eyes looking at these albums and breaking into them and tearing them apart. I wish you guys would have been a part of this from the very beginning, because it would have just expanded it so much more.
Mm-hmm.
To have you two guys.
Well, there's always the future, man. We'll be on more
absolutely.
shows. So
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Well, I want to thank everybody. I love you guys. It's enough fucking cocksucking for the night. I mean, I really.
I never thought
really
of it that
think we
way.
all jerked each other off a little bit much, but
Listen,
no, I would appreciate everybody watching it. It's the Rock and Roll Black Spinner podcast. God dang it, I can't stop. I keep looking at you guys and everybody's laughing. Anyway, see, live too. Whatever. But thanks for joining Rock and Roll Black Spinner podcast. We'll have more stuff coming up soon. Thank you again, Brad Dahl from Yarg Metal.
Yarg.
Yeah.
Yarg.
And thanks
Metal.
again, Al.
And we have Andy Rodriguez from Black Spinner, Paul Dellis that has his Gods of Thunder a tribute to Kiss, and obviously Al Horta. Be cooler, be podcast out.
thank you.
We love you guys very much. Thanks for chilling out with us for 2 hours and 32 minutes. See you guys all later. Have a good night.
Good
Be
night.
safe.
Cheers.
Good night.
Love you guys. Everybody.
Later.
Yeah.
Hey,
Get your
good.
dog spayed or neutered.
Yeah.
Yeah, later.
Thank you, Bob Barker.